just recently, I was able to beat Ghosts and Goblins. One of the hardest games ever. So as a way to help you out on your little journey, if you're interested, I figured I'd make a little walkthrough video, as well as maybe a playthrough at the same time. So, let's begin. There we go, it actually worked this time. Usually it just starts orange for some reason. So, this is how it works. So when you're on the title screen, hold the right button and push B 3 times, press up and release it, then push B 3 times. Whoops, gotta be faster than that. Okay, right, B 3 times, up, B 3 times, left, B 3 times, and down, B 3 times. And then just start the game like normal. And here, you can select your stage. So you got 1A. This is how you can choose your stage. Push A to go up and B to go down. So simply just go to stage 7. And who says you need the shield to defeat this boss? This room is an illusion. It is a trap devised by Satan. Go ahead dauntlessly. Make rapid progress. And then we do it again. Congratulations! The story is happy end. Thank you. Being the wise and courageous knight that you are, you feel strongeth dwelling in your body. Return the start point, challenge again. Then put in another code. AB, up, down, AB, left, right. And there we go. The end credits. Now, but in all seriousness, you want to know how to beat this game the right way, don't you? Well, in order for me to do that, I'm going to be using this code, as well as some Game Genie codes, to be able to show you everything that this game has to offer. Let the real battle begin. We'll start with stage 1. I'm not going to comment on this opening cutscene. I feel like people have done that already. So, here we go. Stage 1. The first thing you want to get from this stage is the dagger. Some people call it the knife, others call it the dagger. I'm just calling it the dagger. They'll be left behind by one of 3 zombies. You'll notice that they leave little baskets. One of them will leave the dagger. Hopefully. Sometimes they leave you the fireball, sometimes they leave you other things. Other times they leave you points. Oops. There's the fireball. I don't want that, even though I picked it up anyway. If nothing else, I can at least show you what the fireball does. So the fireball only shoots 2 at a time, and when it hits the ground, it explodes. The only problem is, if it hits the ground while it's exploding, then you have to wait for it to go away before you can fire another one. Dang it, another statue. And here's another important thing with this first stage. Do not throw too much at the gravestones, because if you do, a wizard will come out and turn you into a frog. That's assuming I can even... There we go. I can't even seem to replicate it. There we go. Okay, and there's the dagger. I may have used up a lot of time, but it's alright, because if I get to the checkpoint, it will reset the timer for me. So now that we got the dagger, we'll proceed to the first level boss, or at least that's what I'm calling it. The Red Devil. It takes 4 hits. You just have to figure out the right attack pattern to be able to get it. And then you cross the river here. That is your first checkpoint. When you get below 15 seconds, that's where the music starts to shift. However, ding, 2 minutes. These knights are invincible from the front, however you can get them from the back. You only have 2 hit points, so that is one of the main reasons why this game is so difficult. And every time you fail, it has to show you how much more progress you have to go. It's a very unforgiving game at the same time. Luckily, there's only 2 groups of knights, and don't be fooled, there will always be 2 groups of knights, even if it seems like the second one isn't coming. Get some more money here. And then we have some ghosts. So the main reason that you want the dagger in this level is because of what I'm going to call the ogre house. I know the enemies are technically called big guys, but I can't stand that. That's the stupidest name there is. There's no effort. Still not as crazy as the other boss we're going to be facing, known as the Unicorn. Takes 10 hits and fires fireballs out of his abdomen for some reason. After you defeat him, just get the key and you're on your way. Now the main reason that the dagger is so good is because unlike most weapons, you can only have 2 on the screen at a time. With the dagger, you can have 3. So in essence, it fires a lot faster than everything else. Here we have the second stage, and probably the only time I'd actually be able to speedrun this game. Just gotta get the right pattern is all. And then that thing leaves you points. And there's also... And the fun thing is, that little thing also appears in the first Mega Man. So here we go. Watch out for the first crow. There usually is one at this point. There we go. And then from this house, you'll have demons that'll fly out at you. At least 2. Sometimes 4. And here is the infamous ogre house. I cannot tell you how many times this section of the game has probably made me rage quit. Mostly because these ogres, I'm going to call them, I know they're called big guys, but whatever, take 10 hits to kill, and on top of that, they're probably the smartest thing in the game. They have the ability to just kind of go back and forth, they never go where you want to, and then they have to keep throwing in that bird just to be sure that you're not making any progress. So as you can see, you can shoot through this wall, you can take care of 2 of the big guys that way, it makes it a lot easier later on. Just watch out for the big guy that's on top. Usually they'll try to ruin your day by throwing those blue balls at you. Alright, I think we got enough time, and then we just go on ahead. Always make sure there's about 1 projectile in front of you at all times, and then when it makes a connection, just keep firing until the big guy is down. Now here is a little trick. I'm going to pause it for a second. Hopefully I can get that bird before I unpause it. So you see that there's 1 more floor to this ogre house. Do not go up there if you want to keep the dagger. As soon as you go up there, a fireball will spawn going down. The only way to get rid of it is if you kill yourself and then try again. Done. And see, there's the fireball. Just like I planned it. Haha! The only problem is now I have to kill myself, just as I said. Hello, big guy. At least on the bright side, it's not too hard to commit suicide in this game. There we go. No fireball. We're gonna keep going. Get some money. Then we'll go down. Now you'll see that there's been those bluebirds that keep flying. There are also some red ones in this area. Luckily, they don't respawn. The blue ones will. Now the interesting thing is with this area, if you time it just right, you can get a hiccup of sorts that extends the timer. Unfortunately, it's very fickle as to how it shows up. It's only in that 1 bricked house. If you jump at just the right point, it will sometimes show up. Did I mention that this game is also kind of cryptic? Alright, so the first level, the boss was a unicorn. For this one, it's 2. Hopefully I can get him before the timer runs out. Very good. 6, 5, 4, 3, yes! Just in time. Woo! Now this right here is where I might start using the Game Genie and the Stage Select code. I want to show you what the knife does and why it's very good against the dragon. But first I'm going to see if I can actually pick it up. Hopefully one of the zombies will leave it for me. It's at random, so it might take a while. And also you'll notice that there was a little chime that played there. That was an extra life. For the first one, it's 5,000, no, 50,000. 50,000 points. Is it 50,000? Sorry, yeah, 50,000 points. And then after that, it's 150,000 points in order to get an extra life. And there's the dang fireball. I do not want that. Give me the axe. I want the axe. It's a good body spray. If I can't find the axe, I'll just show you what it does to dragons in the next stage, because it's also very effective there as well. Just gotta watch out for these towers. Very good. Just a few more zombies, and then I'll move on if I don't get it. I do not want the fireball! Stop giving it to me! Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna move on. Extend the timer by 2 minutes. I thought he was gonna fly over my head. That was a little embarrassing. Yeah, well. At least now you know for sure where the checkpoint is. It's in the blue section. So we're gonna get that bat first. That's the... Ah. Okay, so I got 2 hits, and that's 4. Got him just right. And you go along here, a ghost will show up behind you. And a ghost will show up in front of you. Just gotta figure out the right attack patterns for those towers. I forget what they call them exactly. Oh, I completely missed. One more. Almost at it. And next game over. But it's okay. This game has infinite continues. You just gotta remember to go to continue, because if you go back to player 1 again, it starts you back from the beginning again. This thing's first. I gotta take care of this bat. There. That's 2 hits. That's 3. That's 4. Very good. Ghost behind me. Up here. Ghost in front of you. Now the main thing you probably already noticed with those towers is wherever the face is, that's where the blue ball comes from. That is what you have to watch out for. There we go. Got him just before he touched me. Then we'll go on up, and I'll show you some more little secrets. Ghost there, go up to the top, get some money. Pause it for a second. So you'll notice that there's another ladder that goes up and then to the right. You do not want to go that way because there's another red devil there, which is very difficult to kill. He'll just kind of sneak up right behind you. You can go that way if you want to prove how manly of a man you are, but other than that, if you really want to beat the game, I'd suggest going the other way. The way I'm showing you now. Watch out for the ghost there. Go up, and then as the basket drops, go down with it, so that way the screen doesn't kill the statue there. This one gives you 10,000 points. If you're able to get that statue 5 times, you get an extra life. Gotta jump just right, and you trigger the 2 little things. I'm gonna call them demons. Get this one, and then if you do it right, you can actually glitch it, so you won't have to see him again. Now, here is something that'll come in handy. This is one of the very few spots where they will give you another suit of armor. Basically, you just have to jump in just the right spot. Right up here, and then it will spawn right about here. I think it's because I'm wearing it, it's not showing up. It's very difficult. However, there's another one I know for sure always works. Just jump up here. Okay, there we go. And there, you get a lot of points. Once again, this is not for sure, it is a sometimes thing. That's something you gotta know. So we'll go on down, wait until you get to the very bottom, and then be sure you're on the very edge and jump. If you're not on the very edge, the red devil will get you. However, if you keep falling, you're too fast for him and he can't hit you. And also, I'm going to show you what happens when you go this way. a lot of red devils in this level. That's the reason I take the upper path. It's just much easier. Then you go this way, and there's another one. Got him. Now there's one right here. Now they always leave you a fireball right here. There is actually a reason for this. If you still have the javelin, or the lance, whatever you want to call it, it's the weapon you start at the beginning of the game. That weapon has no effect on the dragon. In fact, I'm going to show you what the javelin does to the dragon, just because I want you to believe me. And some people will not believe anything they're told unless they're shown exact proof. Notice that it is not dying. You can have it take damage, but there is no way you can kill it with the javelin. So, if you still have the javelin, get the fireball. It may be more difficult, but you can actually beat the boss this way. However, I have the dagger or the knife still, so I am good in that department. So the interesting thing is, you can take care of the tail if you want. However, if you just attack the head directly, that is the fastest way to kill the boss. See? I didn't even have to destroy all the tail. And then we go this way. Alright. Now here is where I start with the stage select code and with the game genie. Mostly because I want to show you how effective the axe is in this stage. Ordinarily you get the axe in the last stage. Unfortunately I just couldn't seem to pick it up. Once again, it's on random. Sometimes it'll never show up, sometimes it'll show up on the first try. Now I believe we were on stage 4. The Game Genie code that I put in basically makes it so that I start with the axe. Nothing more, nothing less. There we go. There's the axe. Now the axe is very similar to the fireball. It goes in an arc pattern, and you can only shoot 2 at a time. The biggest difference is it does not explode on impact, so you will have to wait for it to get off the screen. Now this little item right in front of me, that is an extra life. This is one of only 2 places in the entire game they give it to you, so I always like to take it. Even if it is rather difficult, because this is not really the best game for platforming. The jumping is very similar to Castlevania. It's the idea that if you jump, say, to the left, you cannot change your direction while you're in mid-air, much like how Mario would be able to. Rather, you have to wait until you get back to the ground before you can jump again. And plus, these platforms kind of run at random speeds, so that's not easy either. You want to get to the very top one right there. There we go. Then get to the edge, and then jump to the other one. Sometimes if it's timed right, you can actually have it intersect and then you just walk on it. Wait here and then walk onto this platform. So I'll show you the axe. The axe is actually pretty useful against those enemies because of their weird flight pattern as well. So just keep going along, just watch out for these sprites, I guess. And also watch out for the fire that gets on the bridge, right there. Then you just gotta memorize the pattern to how those little demons will work. So this statue right here, do not pick it up. It is not worth points, and it will turn you into a frog, which gives you the inability to be able to use weapons. So you're perfectly vulnerable. I will demonstrate once I get all these enemies out of the way. I push the B button, nothing happens. All you can do is just run and jump. So just go a little further. Hopefully this guy won't hit me. If you get hit here, it'll be the same as losing your suit of armor normally. So then we'll just take care of this guy. Now do not be deceived, this statue is slightly different, so if you pick it up, you get a lot of points. There is a very minute difference, but it's very similar at the same time. So let me show you why the axe is so useful against the dragon. See how I was able to take out that many points by him already? It's because the axe doesn't explode when it hits the ground, it's because it keeps going. The only problem is you have to wait for it to end before you can have it come back to you. We'll get the key and we'll go from there. Now, the major thing is, if it's possible for this next stage, stage 5, try to see if you can get the dagger. Because while the axe is an awesome weapon against the dragon, it is a very difficult weapon to use ordinarily. There's a lot of ogres in this section, and the axe is not effective at all against them. However, they are pretty useful against both the ghosts and the sprites, as I'm going to call them. And also those little skulls in the ground, do not get too close to them, otherwise they will wake up and they will dance on you. And also you gotta... oh, there we go. See, I did that on purpose, so you can see how that enemy will react. Just gotta watch out for how those ghosts spawn. You'll notice that there'll be a lot of ghosts in this stage, as well as the sprites in the first section there. They hurl little balls of fire at you. You just gotta figure out where they're going. And here is the axe again. I already have it, but I don't see any reason to pick it up. Now, they may be called the Red Devils, but they are actually really nice enemies. If you do not disturb them, as in throw an item at them, they will stay perfectly still. However, do not get very close to them, otherwise they will wake up. Going up, get some money. Okay, perfectly still. Go down here, and there is the second place you will ever get a one-up. Now the problem is usually ghost guarding it, so you really have to be careful. So, here are the big guys. I'm not really well equipped to take care of them, so I'm gonna wait and see if I can get the dagger back from the ghosts. A lot will spawn in this middle section, so it'll be very useful to just stay here. In the meantime, perhaps I'll see what I can do on the bottom ones. And plus, I will show you one other thing. Go up to the top, more points. You get enough points, get an extra life, as I've already stated. That's just about all the points you're good for. In the meantime, let me just show you what it does to these big guys. Okay, I was actually able to make that work, but you need a lot more distance in order to kill them. And that is the only big guy, or ogre as I call it, that will actually be affected by the axe at that long of a range. This one has basket, giving me points. I'll give it a few more shots, and then I'm just going to go to the Game Genie code and have it so I automatically get the knife. Just like how I got the axe at this point. Well, I can do that at least. But I gotta watch out for the ghosts. I guess that's one tactic. It's just gonna take all day to do it that way. Especially when they're throwing the balls at you. We were on stage 5, I believe, so let's go. Alright, the dagger code worked. I was getting a little nervous because it seemed like it was oddly shaped compared to the rest of them. So we'll just go on our merry way. Watch out for that red fireball. I like to call them pepperonis because that's honestly what it looks like to me. Just gotta watch out for the ghost. And you really gotta watch out for that pit. If you do it just the wrong way, you will fall down and die. Just gotta watch out for those dang ghosts. Now those little sprite things are on a timer. That's one of the main things to keep in mind. So you gotta get across that pit real quickly before another one comes by. Points! There's the axe. I already had that before. I don't want it. There's the red devil just sitting so nicely for me. Go down here, and there is my extra life. We'll go up. Alright, here's the ogre. Now we can actually kill him. You can also do it with the javelin and the fireball as well. It's just the axe does not do very well against those enemies. Mostly it's because the item doesn't explode in their face like all the other ones. But I always find the best tactic is to get up to this one and then go across with the eyeball platform. Just be sure to watch out for the ghosts. They have a way of just kind of sneaking in there. See what I mean? Points? That was a fireball. See what I mean by sneaking in there? I'm gonna keep going. I didn't get to show you the end of the stage yet. I really don't want to use the invulnerability cheat. I already kind of showed with the little code that I already... I'm not really sure how I was trying to say that. Not the ghost. I want to have some level of respect. Yeah, that's it. The bats. Probably another little sprite is going to come by. No, with the little fireball loaded for them already. Very interesting. This game is very early in the NES life cycle, so oftentimes it kind of glitches at random intervals. Most of the time, there's actually a lot more of those sprites around than there usually are. Maybe the game's taking pity on me? I don't know. I already beat it once, maybe... I don't know. I gotta stop making all these sentences I can't finish. That was close. Get the money, go down, and then we'll go across and I'll try to show you the real way to beat this level. Those ghosts are really annoying in this level, mostly because there's a ton of them and they won't shut up. Case in point. And also they just show up like that. Unfortunately, they like to stay right above you, so I took damage there. I hate it when those ghosts show up and spoil my party. No! Leave me alone! Oh, that was disastrous. I'm just gonna stay on this platform. Okay, maybe not. Wait for that ghost to come back, because I know it will. Alright, very good. Excellent. Now here's the main reason I paused the game. You'll notice that there is one floor above me. Occasionally. It's not every time, but every so often. There will be a big guy on that platform that you will have to watch out for. So we just get to the eyeball platform here. Just gotta wait for it to go across. There we go. And right here will always spawn an extra suit of armor. Unless you're already wearing it. Never mind. Only when you're not wearing the armor does it show up. Just gotta wait for the big guy. This is why nobody likes ogres. Okay, you're lost. I'm just gonna stop talking. If anybody gets my Shrek reference. Up across the gap here. Oh, there's the big guy. What did I tell you? Occasionally. And he was doing like a Roadrunner thing by walking over the gap. And then all we have to do is just go to the very top. It's not too difficult, but you just gotta watch out for those dang ghosts. And here you will find what is known as a Satan. When it has its wings out, you cannot hit it. It's when it's moving you can hit it. Put a fire a projectile, and then go. The main thing is just figuring out when you can hit it. Projectile, and go. Well, at least I showed you how to get it. So I'm just gonna say I beat that stage. Because, in a matter of fact, I did. Okay. Probably the hardest level in the game. Level 6. It's just like Mega Man. You have to face all the bosses before you can get to the very end. They also give you a javelin right here. Since I have the knife, I'm going to keep it. The main thing you gotta watch out for this unicorn is the idea you have limited space. If you don't kill him fast enough, he will charge. Now the dragon. I haven't really found much of a strategy for him yet, but just try to hit him in the face as much as you can. See? And you'll also notice that I picked up the shield item. It has a much lower range than all the other ones. See, it doesn't go all the way to the end of the screen before it disappears. But this is actually an invaluable asset for this section, as you will shortly see. Hopefully the big guy will cooperate. They usually don't. Okay, so you just take one step to the left here and then go. Luckily, because of the short range, I cannot hit the red devil from here. However, you gotta be sure not to go over too far, otherwise the skeleton wakes up and it will kill you. So that red devil up there, you will have to bring him down. So basically, you go up the ladder, and then you'll just hope you can kill him. Good. Now the excellent thing about the shield is the idea that it also blocks enemy projectiles. Well, you can shoot the enemy projectiles. Hopefully this will be enough room. Excellent. And it seemed like the red devil came back for a moment. Alright, there's the X. Alright, and then up here you have two Satans, which is actually a lot easier with the shield than you would think, because you can actually take care of that one projectile they have. Just gotta figure out the right strategy is all. And then there's the second one. Just try to do it one at a time. It's a lot easier that way. I was worried that was gonna hit me. Oops, didn't want to go that far. And there we go. That is the end. Now this is something very, very important I want to show you. So notice that I have the shield right now. I am going to go pick up the axe. Okay, never mind. The axe is not here. That is very annoying. Alright, gotta defeat both of them with the axe. That is the only way I'll be able to do this. Luckily, it takes care of the ghosts real nicely. This is going to be difficult. Whoops. Come on. I almost got him. Ah. How many hits does this thing take? Oh. Dang it, I think I just realized this thing is invincible to axes. How coincidental. I mean, I was planning that the whole time. Haha. Do not take out the Satans with the axe. It will not work. Ever. So instead, I'm going to try it with the dagger. And I'm also going to use the invincibility cheat. This is on stage 6. Let's do this. Oops. Looks like I got the wrong cheat. In the words of Biff Tannen. Now, let's hear the right answer. It'll probably make more sense if I said Tom Wilson, but whatever. Tom Wilson's betrayal of Biff. Yes, let's go with that. Alright. So we'll just have to take these guys out with the knife. Alright, the knife works on them. Very good. And I don't have to worry about dying. That would have been my fatal hit. Okay. Notice that I do not have the shield, but I have the dagger. So I'm going in. This weapon has not effect. Try again. Get a shield. And then it will send you back to stage 5. I thought I sent you back to stage 4. Oh well. So the main thing to keep in mind is that if you do not not, I repeat, if you do not have the shield and pick up the key, you will not be able to go to the final boss, but you will be forced to go back to stage 4. Alright, now for the final boss. Well, the second to final boss. This will actually be a lot easier with the knife than with the javelin. And I still have the infinite armor coat on, so yeah, I'm gonna feel a little cheap doing this, but at least I can show you how the second half looks. Usually it seems like whenever people talk about this game, they just say, oh, you beat it the first time? Well, you can easily beat it the second time. Not the case. The second time is harder. They add in more enemies, and those flying devils now shoot 2 fireballs instead of 1. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Luckily, the knife is pretty fast, so it doesn't really seem like the enemies are too crazy. Not yet, anyway. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this the first time. The wizards. If you hit one of the gravestones enough times, you will be turned into a frog. I'm just trying to remember which one. I want to say it's one of these. Okay, now I know for sure it's either this one or this one. Okay, it's gotta be this one. Huh. Maybe that was like part of my imagination or something, I don't know. I could swear if you hit one of the gravestones enough times, a magical mist will come out and turn you into a frog. Oh well. Nothing to it but to do it. Well, let's do it. I'm invincible, so this shouldn't be too difficult. Like I say, I feel a little cheap doing this, but I don't want to have to reset the game again. Pitfalls will still kill me. Got the checkpoint, just gotta watch out for the knights. Sometimes they come in 3s, sometimes in 4s like that, but there'll always be a group of 2 of them. I'm surprised I didn't take a hit there. You'll notice that the ghosts are a bit more vicious this time around. I do not know how I didn't get hit there. I know how I got hit there. Sheesh. See how vicious they are? 4 points. Yeah. You just have to wait for it to touch the ground, and then you can pick it up. Luckily, the sprites here aren't as crazy as the ghosts are in the last stage. Oh, hey, I even got an extra life. Of course, the only way I can die at this point is if I fall down a cliff or some sort of pit. Oh no, they're coming after me. The main thing that makes this stage difficult is the birds. There are a lot more of them, and they're a lot faster this time. So you really just gotta keep an eye out for them. This is why the knife is a very good weapon, because it's fast enough to be able to take care of them. Just gotta watch out for that. And also I think the big guys are a little faster as well. Which is kind of a double-edged sword. They're a little faster, so you don't have to worry about... How rude. And then you just gotta watch out for their little balls they're throwing. Dang. There's a reason it took me a very long time to beat this game, and that's mostly because this second half took me a very long time to get past. As you can tell, I would have died there. good. And we'll just go this way. See what I mean? It's a lot more brutal the second time around. Even though the first time was hard, the second time is harder. And plus that's on top of being exhausted and having your heart rate at about 100 beats a second because of you beating it the first time. Well, since I no longer fear death, I figure I should show you the firewall. Very cool. Hurrah! Guess we're just gonna watch out for the red bird. Very good. Hopefully I can get that extra time, because this, I don't think I'm gonna have enough. Oh, this is embarrassing. See how brutal this game is? It wouldn't even let me keep living. Well, I mean, that's the point of the game. I'm just trying to figure out how to say it any better. Ah, great. Well, either the timer will kill me or the thing will die. This is why I always like to kill him through the wall. Finally. And the bird. Yeah, unless I get the timer here, I'm gonna die that way. Give me that extra time. No. Okay. Forget it. Because it just gets right in the way and makes it so that one extra hit does not count. He's gonna pin me. Don't pin me! No! I'm gonna get it one of these times. That's why I killed the other two on the other side, to avoid that. Just kind of shows how hard this game is, that even when you're cheating, it's still hard. Should I get for trying to rush it? Hopefully I still got the stage select code. Very good. I'm just gonna go... Oh. I could go to stage 2, part D. I wonder where that's gonna get me. Okay. Wish there could have been a checkpoint there during normal gameplay, but whatever. Yeah, fireball. Not very effective against the unicorn. Especially when they gang up on you like this. Alright. Very good. Just gonna pile on through. See how well the fireball works out in this stage. In all honesty, I'd say the fireball is the worst weapon of the game. It does have a use, but it's kind of limited. I want the axe if you can get it to me. I'd very much appreciate it. We'll find out. And 2 more minutes. Well, actually 3 more minutes. They're also a bit faster this time around, I think, as well. Ow. Thought I had it. Oh well. It's less impressive because I'm invincible, but I'm still amazed. Come on, one more hit. There we go. Now let's see. I know it's around here somewhere. That really annoys me. It kind of glitches around there. I think that's where it would be if I didn't have infinite armor. Somewhere right around there. But at least this is still here. Whee! I'm gonna need the fireball for this section, as I've said time and time again. Ow. I better go get the fireball now. Luckily, it's still here. And see? I killed it. But the javelin had no effect whatsoever. Let's keep on moving. Come back. Oh no! Okay, I'm just gonna skip to the second section. Past the Red Devil. Right when you're on the Bridge of Fire. Or probably more like the Bridge of Hades, or take your pick, whichever demon mythology you'd rather pick. Actually, if that was the case, wouldn't this be the River of Styx? Then again, I don't think Styx was ever on fire. The band was, but that was for a different reason. Frog statue, don't want that. Oh yeah, they spawn 2 by 2 in that area. I want the points. One more. Boom. There goes the dynamite. Now sometimes the dragon will stay perfectly still and you'll have to figure out some way to awaken it. Most of the time, though, that's not usually the case. If you're trying multiple attempts of this, that is when you'll run into that problem the most. Here we go. Yay. Just gonna keep on moving. I found it interesting there's no sections to stage 5, it's just, hey, beat the whole thing this time. Well, it's section 2, I was surprised to see how many different paths there were there. I think this whole invincibility thing is going to my head. I feel like I'm just jumping right into enemy territory at this point. However, I do not think there's any way I would have avoided that even if I was on guard. Or avant-garde. Well, at least now I showed you why you probably should take that ladder. Oh hey! I was actually gonna see if I could find this. Thank you, game. You know what I want. Sometimes. I'm gonna skip the extra life because, as I said, I am already invincible. And I'm gonna skip the points as well because let's keep going. I'm gonna try to make this a speed run, so to speak. I'm gonna kill that guy first. Go away from you, shrieking ghosts! I don't believe in you! Actually, I do. It's just, I can't stand it. What was in the basket? No. I don't know ghosts are going to spawn. I do not know what type of accent that was. But I have a feeling somebody's offended by it somewhere. The ghosts are essentially as bad as the birds are in the Ogre House section, but luckily the ghosts are more random. They do not show up exactly every 30 seconds or something like that. I forget the exact timing that the birds come, but I do know it's every so amount of time, so to speak. Just gotta watch out for the little medallion. Two. Nothing to our usual one. Oh. I was about to say, where's the key? This game is so early in the NES library, weird glitches like that can happen. And I'd rather not worry about that. Alright, so I already showed you just about every way you can beat this level. Let's do it one more time. Assuming that guy doesn't charge, very good. Wait, I'm invincible, why do I care? I want the shield, very good. The shield, I think, is actually a very good weapon. Everybody kind of has their own different opinion on it. But hey, I like the idea that you can shoot the enemy projectiles, which is something that could have definitely come in handy for Stage 3 with all those flying red devils everywhere. Very good. I don't think I've taken a hit yet. So if I were legitimately doing this, I would still be in the suit of armor. Yeah! Here we go. Luckily they give you a lot of time for this boss, so you really don't have to rush it too much. There we go. Alright, now on to the next one. If I can do this without taking a single hit, that'd be the first time I've ever did this section without taking a single hit on the second stage. So far, so good. Yeah! Woo! I know that'd be far more impressive if I wasn't invincible, but whatever. And then we'll defeat the final boss, and for the most part, we will have said we beat this game legitimately. And by legitimately, I mean actually going through all stages twice. Because as you can tell, I have not been doing this in the real legitimate fashion. Ow. Congratulations, the story is happy end. Thank you. Being the wise and courageous knight, you feel strength welling in your body. Return to starting point and challenge again. Okay, let me see if I can get that secret message again. A, B, up, down, A, B, left, right. Basically just keep doing that. No, I guess I couldn't get the secret message. Oh well, showed it the first time. Alright, and that is the game. If you were to click continue, basically you would just start over from the very beginning of the game, and then you can beat it 2 more times and get the ending again. Or it'll just put you right on the final boss? I don't remember that. I wonder what happens. You get like a secret ending? Another secret ending? Aside from the one I already showed? Okay, no, it just does that again. And then it just kind of starts over, I'm guessing. Yeah, it just starts over. Well, there's really no reason to beat the game a 3rd and a 4th time. It's basically just the same thing over and over. Basically, it keeps going on for all eternity. Much like how with Castlevania, if you beat it the first time, then you can just play it the second time, but there's more bats everywhere. But unlike this game, you don't have to beat it that second time to completely beat it. So, Thank you for watching my little walkthrough of the game, and until next time, keep having fun.